Okay. That's because we would like to put this on the website so people who can't watch it live will be able to go watch it at their convenience. So this is the tax filing workshop for international students. We welcome you. The website will be the International Student Services website, and I'll send more information on that soon. I'll put a link in a moment in the chat. In just a moment, we'll have Mrs. Leon Akwabsa from the Employment Office give us a presentation on tax filing and also the software that will be available for international students. And then we'll have a period of time for questions and answers. But before we do that, let's start with a quick word of prayer. Dear Father in heaven, we thank you for our international students. We thank you for safety and value you give us on this campus with us as we talk about a very important subject, one that can be complicated and stressful. Please help it to be clear and understandable and prepare a way for us this evening. Watch over us and keep us safe, we pray in your name. Amen. And with that, I will turn it over to Mrs. Akwabsa, who will give us our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Christian, and thank you, everyone. Welcome to today's workshop. Hopefully, we'll be able to capture some significant things here that is going to help you with this year filing process. So with that said, we're going to try to get in. Basically, what we've been doing, I think, since last year is to utilize a software that we have tried to put together. Okay, so we used to have what we call the GTP, Glacier Tax Prep. And then last year we were able to acquire Glacier, which is also from the same company. Basically, they are going to help with this process or streamline this process even better for us. Okay. So the method or how we're going to be filing our taxes this year is going to be through Glacier via Glacier Tax Prep. Okay, so Glacier will be the main software that everybody has to go through to get to GTP, Glacier Tax Prep. What Glacier does for us is to be able to help us figure out what even our tax status is in terms of being a resident alien or non-resident alien. The moment you begin doing you begin entering your individual record or information in Glacier, by the time you're done, it will tell you whether you are a resident alien or non-resident alien. If you're a resident alien, it means that you cannot go on using this system to file your taxes. You have to use other software like TurboTax or any other ones available. But as long as you are a non-resident alien for tax purposes, this is a system that AU is recommending for you to use because the system is well versed in international processes. And we know that once you use it, you will be safe. It will help guide against anything that you are not supposed to get into. And so then we are confident that you will be okay. So this is the software that we are introducing to you. To get into the software, this is the link. You right up here, you get into the link, the one that is hyperlink. That's where you go in and then carefully read the instructions once you get in, okay? And then also we have, some will say, well, I haven't worked. Yes, if you haven't worked, there's still something that you have to do as an international student. And then also there will be, the third point is that there may be some people who probably are no longer with AU. They were with AU once upon a time. They are now probably under OPT, and so they are probably terminated from our system. They are no longer working with us, but they are working somewhere else. Because you were with us last year, you could get some information from us, but right now, the way the system is, we work with IT and currently still are working with IT. They are authenticating the site such that you have to be an active student, an active employee to be able to get into that system. So if you are no longer active, the best you can do is this last bullet, you could just go through GTP to file your taxes straight away. That means that you will have to work with Glacier software providers to buy a tax code to be able to do that. But you're more than welcome to reach out to us for us to help you get with them should you have any difficulties. Okay, so you see these 3 forms that I have screenshot and put in on this slide. The first one here is for individuals who are currently active with us and will need to use our system to file their taxes. So you want to carefully read this handouts that is here called Welcome to Glacier Tax Prep via Glacier. You want to read it very well. And when we are done with the presentation, I'll give all these 3 forms to ISS, and so you can get it from them, or you can even come to employment and we will make it also available to you. And probably we can even find a way to attach it where the video is going to be. We're going to maybe probably see if we can attach those 3 documents there so you can always print it out. Okay, so the first one is for you active students to have this information. It tells you about everything you need to even begin the process, excuse me. And then the second one is for individuals that have not worked, but they're still active with us. They are international students. There's things that you still have to pay attention to. And so this second form is for you to consider. Sometimes you may even have a dependent. Okay, your dependent is not working. There's still things that you have to do for this dependent, even though you are the primary person going to be filing the taxes. And then the third one is for individuals who might not be able to use our system for whatever reason. They can access this and work with Glacier directly for them to get tax code to work with, okay, because of the fact that Glacier is now demanding that we authenticate our site. So that is in progress. And so eventually, if you're not active, you might not be able to access that site. So that's information for you if that happens to you to work with them directly. All right, so on Thursday, last week Thursday, I sent 2 emails out. One of the email is entitled, or the subject line for that email is payments from Andrews University. And then the second one is welcome to Glacier Tax Prep. Okay, you should have received this email. If you have not received that email, there may be a reason why you haven't. Maybe your information is not in our system yet. You can reach out to me and I can look at what is going on. But most of you, majority of you, about 400 and something, have already received this email. Basically, this email is telling you that go in the system, put in your information, and the first one is telling you that this is not for you filing your taxes. Okay, right here it says, please note, this is not asking you to file your US annual income tax returns. Right down below here, there's one I just captured. You can read that. And even in your email, you can read even more information about it. So all you're doing here is putting in your information, following the instructions, and sending us the printout, attaching it to an email and sending it to us. This is an additional information for you and for us. We are able to tell what your tax status is, and we are able to also back our information up with things that is needed, like if you are eligible for treaty and so on and so forth. That also helps you know what your tax status is, to know when you are not supposed to be using Glacier anymore. So the first email is so important for you to put in your individual information records and get that all streamlined. Then the second one, once you're done, the second email that I sent to you is telling you that, yes, now the site is ready. You can go in and also file your taxes after you finish this first step, as in putting in your individual tax information. Go on and now file your taxes. That also have instructions. It has instructions and even tells you what we have done. We have been able to put in some information for you that you don't have to put in again. For instance, information about ISS, who the person's name you're supposed to put in, and so on. Christian, all that information is there in the system already. And it's also telling you some other help that Glacier is offering, and the time and date, so that you can work with them. They have a forum where international students are supposed to log in, and they are answering their questions every day, every so time, depending on the dates that have been given. So that is also in that email. And it is also going to be in this PowerPoint presentation. So even if you don't have the email, you still see that information in this PowerPoint presentation for you to access. Okay, so go on and get into the system and you can begin doing this. You don't need a tax code to be able to get through this if you're an active student. All right, so the information out there that is given to you on that form, the initial form that I showed you, and even the email that you got, always tells you that before you start anything, make sure that you have your W-2, make sure that you have your 1042S, and so on and so forth, tax forms that are needed for you to begin the process. Okay, so some probably are not familiar with what a W-2 is. A W-2 generally is what's the wages that you go throughout the year. That is given to you through payroll, okay, and that does not have information regarding your treaties for the most part. Okay, so W-2s are accessible through payroll links. You can download them. You can download them if you have asked for it to be sent to you electronically. If you have not asked that to it sent to you electronically, they will mail it to you. Okay, so check that out. If you're not sure, if you have not received yours, if you don't know where to find it, just shoot payroll an email, payroll@andrews.edu, and they'll be able to guide you. But that should not be difficult to find. I think it should be very close to where your pay stamps are, where you get your pay stamp information. That W-2 information is supposed to be there somewhere there also. And then the 1042S, we have two types. We have one that is based on wages because you had a treaty exemption, okay, and that went through payroll. If you did have that, payroll is going to make sure that that 1042S is also given to you. In fact, if you are using Glacier, this system that we are providing to you, if you are eligible for you are eligible to a 1042S, and you have accurately put in your information through the way we are asking you to do it, the screen will even pop up for you that you have a 1042S already in the system. So you don't even have to go look for it. It will always be in the Glacier system for you to use it, print it out, use it to complete your tax returns. Okay, so your 1042Ss, if you're eligible, both payroll wise and accounts payable wise, will always be in Glacier system for you. By now, they are all there if you're eligible. Then the next 1042S is also given to you by accounts payable. That's what I just mentioned. Basically, if you have received scholarship or fellowship performed, this 1042S income code 16 is the one that is given to you. And what is happening, most of you will ask, oh, but I had a scholarship and I am not getting the 1042S, or when I went to the Glacier system, I didn't see a 1042S. Yes, you wouldn't see a 1042S because the 1042S will only be given to you, will only be issued to you if you received scholarship in amounts more than your tuition for that year. So 2021, if you receive so much scholarship that is so higher than your tuition, your total tuition, then sure, you're going to get a 1042S. But if whatever scholarship you got was less than your tuition, you're not going to get a 1042S income code 16, which is for scholarship and fellowship. So watch out for that, okay? So some people might have 3 forms. They might have W-2, they might have 1042S income code 18, 19, or 20, which is more for payroll related treaty that you got. And some will have, in addition to that, some may have 1042S income code 16 that is mainly for scholarship because they got more scholarship that was in amount against their income. I mean, not their income, their tuition, okay? So keep that in mind. You could only have a W-2, which is fine because you never had a treaty, you never claimed a treaty, you didn't have a scholarship that was so higher than your tuition. You could have just W-2 and 1042S, the income code 18, 19, and 20 because you had a treaty, but you never had a scholarship. Some of you may just have 1042S income code 16 because you had a scholarship that was so high than your tuition, but you never worked or you never claimed a treaty. So watch out for these things. You could have all of them or could have some of them, okay? And then also some people may be into some investment or some other things in some certain banks. And so those people will give you a 1099 form for you to utilize for your tax filing. So pay attention to that. This 1099 may come through the bank. It will not come to it will not come from us. So that's something that you would want to check with. If you get it, pay attention to it. But a W-2 1042Ss will come to us. 1042Ss once again will be in Glacier if you're eligible for it. And W-2s will always be in our payroll system where your pay stamps, usually you go view your pay stamp. You should be able to access that over there. Okay, so once you receive the email from us, you have those forms that we're talking about, those 3 forms that we're talking about. There's always a link there that will usher you to this first platform. The link is going to usher you into this first platform. It will already give you probably a password and a username. And then you put it here and then you change it afterwards. Some of you may already have been in existence with us, and so you already have username and password already. It will be the same username and password you used to get in here. Okay, you don't need a new one. If you have forgotten, just hit forgot login, and it will be able to help you set that up. Okay, so keep that in mind. That should not be difficult for you to go through. As soon as you're able to get in, it will ask you to agree to a 1042S form. Just accept it so that if you're eligible for it, that will show up as you work through, okay? Make sure that you put in your individual record information. See this first one here. This first thing here, as soon as you get to this page, is asking you, welcome to Andrews University, Lillian Akaopsa. What do you want to do today? Okay, you want to first of all create, update, view your individual record. Make sure that it's up to date. Make sure it's all looking accurate. Because if it's not looking accurate, then certain fields will not be activated for you to continue. If it's not accurate, it will not activate or highlight your complete my US tax return, which is a 3rd bullet. It will not highlight it for you, it will gray out. You need to enter your information, make sure that they are all active and accurate. And then you head on to complete my US tax returns, okay? The other thing that I want you to pay attention to is once you put in your individual records, create, update, view your individual records, and you feel that it's all accurate, print out those documents and send it to me. There's an instruction about how to print it out, what supporting documents is supposed to add it to it, and send it to me. I need that to help back the information we have in our HR at our HR place payroll to make sure that your tax stuff is all accurate. And also then if you have a treaty which you want to claim, we can use that same form to help you claim that treaty through the IRS this year. Okay, so get that done. Some of you have already started doing it and sending it my way. So kudos to you. Thank you for doing that. Those of you who have not yet started, please go ahead and start doing that and send them my way. Then go on. Again, that is not you filing your taxes. Okay, the one you are sending to me is not you filing your taxes. After you have done your updating, creating your individual records, which is the first bullet up there. Now you move on, and then it gives you print, view your forms. Okay, you print, view your forms and send them over to me. The next bullet, the third one, is now you being able to file your tax returns. Once again, remember, if you put in your individual records, which is the first bullet, and it happens that the system identifies you as a resident alien for tax purposes, you wouldn't be able to move forward to file your tax returns using the system any longer. It will gray you out like how it's grayed out here. It will gray you out because you are not eligible. You have to go use other softwares. Only non-resident aliens for tax purposes will be able to move on using this system. Okay, so once the system identifies you as a non-resident alien for tax purposes, now completing your US tax returns will be green highlighted for you. It will show green that yes, green go. You can go and get it done. All right, so keep that in mind. Anytime you see something grayed out, it means you are not eligible. So here, view your 1042S. It's not eligible for me because I was practicing with this so that I can do this presentation for you. I don't have that, so it won't show for me. But for those of you that are eligible, we already have that in the system. So this should on gray itself for you. It should be visible for you to be able to print out and use in filing your taxes. Okay. All right. So this is how you want to first step verify whether all your information look good. You check, make sure you click next. Once everything look good, now it will tell you, all right, you are ready to move into filing your taxes electronically. But then it will tell you, check this box to know or to confirm that you know that GTP Glacier is not filing your taxes for you electronically, meaning that yes, it's giving you the platform to make it electronic, but at the end of the day, it's going to give you an address to print it out, mail it to IRS. Once you do it here, it's not done. It's not gone to IRS. For non-resident alien, the law and the government requires that you file your taxes manually. This system is just helping you get all things together in a very easy way. And when you are done, you're supposed to print it out. The address that will be given you, you mail it to the to IRS. Okay. We always say keep a copy for yourself. It's so important to keep a copy for yourself. So when something happens, you can easily assess it and be able to work with IRS to rectify the situation. All right. So Glacier will not allow you to move on if you don't check this box saying that, yes, I understand that I am not filing my taxes electronically. Okay. It tells you that after you are done, print it out and send it to IRS. So that will be there. If you don't check it, it won't let you move forward. So keep that in mind. Okay, so once you check that and it allows you to move forward, now it gets you into where you actually begin to file your taxes step by step. This is a step-by-step way. It's just asking you questions and you are just entering the information. Places I want you to pay attention to are places where it has information that can guide you. For instance, more information up on the top screen here. If you click on it, it will give you step-by-step information on each screen, what you're supposed to be doing, okay? So it will guide you that way. We also have FAQ that you could also utilize, okay? So keep that also in mind. In fact, if you haven't filed your taxes for prior years, like last year, 2 years ago, and so on and so forth, and you know you work, you can always come here and click prior year forms, and Glacier can help you file those prior year taxes, okay? It can help you do that. There's also videos available for you to utilize, to watch, to guide you in case you forget about this presentation. Once you get into the system, there's always a video here. Click on it. It's just like a 15 minutes or so, very short. It will guide you through the process also. So there's so much support with this system. There's so much support. In addition to the FA, in addition to the the virtual meetings that they will be having. They have 10 virtual meetings that they're having, and I have sent you that email. It's in the email with dates and time, and it's also in this presentation. Once we are done, you will see those times. So there's so much support out there for you to utilize. They also have a help link up here, a help button when you look up where you have the log out menu help. Once you hit on that help button, it gives you an email platform, an email screen platform where you can send an email to them, even do a screenshot and tell them what is going on for them to help you. The thing about you sending them that information and screenshot is that they are able to see things you've put in the system behind the scenes. I don't get access to see those things, but they get access to see those things. So they'll be able to match your question with what you have put in the system to be able to give you a professional answer. Okay, so utilize all this help available to you. Okay, so the first place is just you entering basic information about yourself, personal information. So you follow through and hit next, and then you come to the next section where you still continue to enter some personal information and also your visit, how long you've been in the US, and so on and so forth. It's all these things are in your passport. You can just calculate them and put them there. Your I-94 also have it. You can always retrieve it using Google. I-94 retrieval, you retrieve it, you'll be able to have all these numbers and put it there. So it's just questions and so on. You click edit if you think you made an error, you can always edit it and put the right information there. Okay, so then it moves you into the next step. So you're just following. Once you get here, if you didn't recognize in the first step when you entered your individual records that you were a resident alien and so did not have to go further, when you get to this step, it's going to tell you again. Okay, so here this person is a non-resident alien, so they can move to the next step. Okay, so the next step is basically the forms that they have told you to make sure you have before you start. So you hit the forms that you have in your hands. Let's say it's a W-2, it will look like this when you print it out from payroll. All you're doing is mimicking any information on the physical form and putting it in here. So you just mimic it and put it in here and continue. You do the same for a 1042S if you're eligible, and then you hit next. Okay, you add on any other form that you have that we have not given to you, but you have it in your possession. Okay, so those will be there. Just click on it, make sure you enter that information correctly as you see it on your physical form, hit next and continue. Once you're done, it will ask you, if you're eligible for a treaty, it will ask you to put in some information to help verify that. And then it will allow you to move on to the next step. So you're just following through and so on and so forth. Then it will show you where you would choose whether you are married or single, okay? Even if you choose that you are married, Glacier knows that you are a non-resident alien, so they will put you in the right frame. So like here it says, if you are married but your spouse is not with you in the US, you are still married, okay? So you can choose married, you can choose single. They will make sure that it works out how the way the tax law is supposed to pick it up. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. That's one of the good things about using Glacier via Glacier Prep system. And then number of children, you want to also indicate that if you have that in there. And then this is where you will put your institutional information, but this we've already put it in already. So it should pre-fill for you. If for some reason it's not pre-filled for you, it's just asking you to put ISS information, Christian Stout, I think is the name. And if I didn't pronounce it well, forgive me. But that's, you put that name, you put your put email and so on, telephone number and so on and so forth, and then you move on. Okay, so that's the information that is needed for that. And then you continue by entering any applicable amount, any additional information that is asking you depending on the information you've put in the system. If you are eligible for a treaty, it will ask you if you want to apply it. And then you hit yes. If you say no, it will not force you. But you know, the good thing about it is that even if you hit no here, if you hit no here, I think it's always good to hit yes here, because this one you're filing your taxes. I was thinking about the individual record. The individual record, when you're starting, the very first one that you will give to me, okay, the one that I said you will send to me. If you hit no, when you're filing your taxes, you are there. You will be, if you hit yes, you'll be able to reclaim any tax treaty that you never got if you were supposed to get. Okay, so always hit yes here. Even if you hit no when you were doing it initially at the individual records setting. I've had people that will want to opt out. That's why I'm bringing that information. For whatever reason, if you want to opt out, you can still get it when you're filing your taxes at the end of the day. But if you want to get it before also, you can just do it. Give me the form. We'll make sure that that is applied in payroll for the whole year for you. All right. And then we have this form 8843. 8843 will basically any dependent information you put in there, remember, even if they are not working because they have F2, J2, whatever visa type they have, you're supposed to complete 8843 for them. And Glacier is going to also guide you as to how you complete it and how you submit it to IRS. So keep that in mind. That is something that you have to every year do for your dependents, even if they are not working, but are here with you in the US. Once you're done, make sure that you print your form, read the instructions very well, keep a copy, and then mail it to IRS with the information that is given you. Yes, once you reach here, it says, congratulations, you're done, okay? And then it will also provide you a link if you are eligible for a state tax preparation to file taxes via your state. It will give you that link. This link, basically, you would have to pay for it, but it is also a very friendly, easy use software that is linked to Glacier Tax Prep to be able to assist you in preparing your state taxes. Glacier Tax Prep only helps our foreign nationals to prepare their taxes for federal level, okay? And so they are very specialized in the federal tax filing processes. And they are working with Springtex to help with the state taxes. So I think Michigan we file taxes. So once you get in and you reach this place, you might see the link for Michigan, okay, for you to go file that taxes. How do I get help? Remember the more information that I talked about on the screen when we started? You can always see questions that people, questions pertaining to that page, that setup, wherever you are. If you're not familiar with what is going on or it's confusing, just hit more information and it will tell you exactly what you're supposed to be doing on that page, okay? And then we also have the FAQ. FAQ is available for you to be able to assess any information that someone have ever asked before. And Glacier thought that that was a good question, and so they put it there. so that you will also not have to struggle so much to have that answer. All you do is, if you search, if you do Control F, okay, Control F, and maybe you put a keyword, let's say 1042S or spouse, anything about spouse, anything about 1042S will come up for you to be able to read through and be able to find answers to it without even asking anyone. Let's say in the middle of the night, you're doing this and like, I need help. So you can always be able to get that through that mechanism. Also, remember that GTP also has videos, less than 10 minutes. I showed you that videos that will be available for you to watch should you have any questions. Now they are also having a live question and answer session, and they have dates, which I will be showing in my next slide. So if you can participate in any of those dates, here are the dates, here are the time, all the time are in Eastern. Okay, so currently we will be able to access Wednesday, February 23rd. The very first two, it's gone. Now we will be able to do the 23rd and so on and so forth till it's done. These are the times. Go on and ask questions that you're working on that you're not finding solutions to or are very difficult for you to get in. This way, how to get in the system to ask those questions and be part of those live sessions in the emails that I sent you. And here again, this is it in the presentation PowerPoint slide for you to be able to assess it and get in and ask your questions that pertain to you, questions that are only custom to you, like it's just you that have that. You can go there and ask those questions and they'll be more than willing to help you answer that, okay? Please remember that, once again, if you are even married, select married. If you are single, select single. Glacier has a way of making sure that however that is supposed to report itself will be adjusted accordingly, okay? So keep that in mind. Those of you that once you begin filing, putting information in there and it's showing you that you're a resident alien, it means that you cannot go on to file your taxes using Glacier or Glacier Tax Prep. Okay, you have to find other means to file your federal and state taxes, okay? Because now you are seen as kind of someone who must file their taxes like a US person, okay, for that period. So you will not be able to file your taxes using that mechanism or using the system anymore. Please do not file your taxes late, okay? Do your very best to find some time to get it in as soon as possible. The deadline for this year's tax filing is April 18, 2022. So let's get on it and let's get going so that we are not late and are rushing at the last minute. It's always very tricky when you do it at the last minute. So to this, we come to the end of today's presentation. We will now open up for questions if there are questions.
Hi, I have a question.
Sure. Just give me a second.
Oh, no problem.
Maybe I should leave my slide on. Maybe I might have to refer to some things. Okay, yes, let's go ahead.
All right. So thank you for the presentation to start. And then it's to do with when you're updating your info. So I've just opened the Glacier and it's asking for my relationship with Andrews University. And you had just explained something about how the scholarship and fellowship stuff has to do with if you received more than your tuition fee. So here, do I tick that I'm a scholarship and fellowship recipient if I receive that APS scholarship?
Yes, please do. And then if you're also working here at AU, also select
the student employee.
Yes, student employee, exactly,
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
That's a good question.
Just to add on that, I tried to select more than just the student or employee, but it was not allowing me to do that.
Under each category, you're supposed to select one. So if under one category you are selecting more than one, it will not allow you. Are you doing that? Check to see what you're doing. Probably you are. So we have 3 categories. So under each category, you're supposed to select one. You cannot select more than 2 under one category.
All right. Just a moment. Let me just view that.
Okay.
Okay, I can see that. So like I am I'm a student employee as well as a graduate teaching assistant. So I should just pick one out of that, right?
Yes, I think doing the employee will cover it all.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. And if I received a scholarship from the school, I should also take on that as well.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Good questions. Yes, go ahead with your question.
Hello.
Hello, I can hear you. Please go ahead with your question.
Okay, I have a question. I got a 2 document, 2 forms, 1098T and W2. I have 2 forms. So
Okay.
if it is possible, or I have to prepare 2 new document.
Okay, so what are the 2 forms you received again? Apart from the W2, what was the other form you received again?
Okay, form number is W-2.
Okay.
1098-2.
1098T. Okay, so 1098T. All right,
Okay.
hold on to the 1098T, okay? Hold on to it. If you go into the system and you begin to put your individual record information in the system, and at the end of the day, you are identified as a resident alien for tax purposes, you can go on to use that 1098T. But if you are identified as a non-resident alien for tax purposes, you cannot use it 1098T. In fact, Glacier will not allow you to even use it. All you can do is to keep it for your records. Once you become a resident alien, then you can use that form. You cannot use it if you are a non-resident alien. In fact, Glacier will prevent you from using it.
Okay, I'm an international student, so I should not use this 1098-T, right?
So being an international student might not prevent you from using that 1098T. The clicker is if you become a resident alien, you can use it. So a rough estimate about, or a rough way for me to say this, which is not all correct, okay? Let's say all things being equal, you've been here more than 5 years or 5 years and above. There's the likelihood that being under F1, being here more than 5 years, you are a resident alien. But I don't want to say that for sure because there are various things that can turn that around. That's why we want you to use the Glacier system to help confirm that for you. So once you go in and enter your individual record, the system will tell you if you're a resident alien or non-resident alien. If you're a non-resident alien, you cannot use that 1098T. But if the system identifies you as a resident alien, point 1, you cannot even use our system any longer to file your taxes. So that tells you that you can use that 1098T to do whatever tax processes that you have to do.
Okay, thank you.
A question that I have is, I just typed in the information of W2, but I don't have all the income statements like Form 199B as B or 99 DIV, 99 GINT, my MISC, none of that. So where can I get the 1042-S?
Good question. So if you had work, so all the forms you are mentioning, there's a likelihood that you may not have all of them. There's a likelihood that depending on what you're doing, you may have them. Okay, so the fact that they are all listed there does not mean that you should have all of them. The thing you're supposed to identify with yourself is, have I worked?
Yeah,
Did I get a scholarship? Did I maybe do some investments? So then you'll be looking out for those forms. For W-2, it's going to be coming from payroll, and you should have it by now.
Yeah, I have it, and I find it.
Yes. So and then for the 1042-S, if you are eligible for it, once you enter your information in Glacier and you are moving on to file your taxes, it will come up for you. It will be highlighted for you that you have a 1042-S. If it's not highlighted for you, it means that you are not eligible for one.
Actually, I tried to do this last year, but I couldn't. I did it late, so I cannot blame anyone. But in the I'm eligible to go to the green part, in Glacier, the green button, the third one.
Yes, if you're eligible, if you qualify to have that 1042-S, it will show up for you. It will show up, and if you are eligible to file your taxes using Glacier, it will be green for you to go to click on it and then go ahead and file your taxes.
In Glacier, I'm stuck here in, would you like to claim an exemption from tax withholding? And I said yes, and then I put next, and then I see the please enter the description of service provided, and then I have no idea what to write there. So that's one of the things.
So that's the relationship. Good question. That's a relationship your colleagues mentioned before. So they were asking whether they should choose scholarship or they should choose being a student employee. Yes, if you have been a student employee, you have to select that. If you have received a scholarship, you have to select that. That's the relationship.
Okay. So the estimated total will be the money I earned in total, right?
It may be depending on what you're doing. If you're sending that document to me, we will waive that off for you. I mean, we'll waive that off and report that to IRS so that by next year, when you're going to file your taxes, we will send you a 1042-S, or the 1042-S will be in Glacier system for you to use because he claimed a treaty. He claimed a treaty exemption.
All right.
Okay. Don't worry, as you keep working on it, it will all come together. I know when you hear it for the first time, you're like, oh.
What is this? I mean, I have no idea.
Yeah, that's why we are here to help. So even after this meeting, if you still have questions, go ahead and maybe connect with me, and I can see how I can help answer it. Okay, or you can also go to the you can also go to the question and answer forum at Glacier where they have the tax professionals also to help answer those questions for you. Either way, there's so much help to help you out.
I have a question, please.
Yes, please.
Yeah, my name is Orlando. Last year, I tried to fill using Glacier, but I didn't figure out how to use it. So I end up using another tax filling form. Can I still using this form this year as an international student, or I cannot anymore using it?
Depend whether if you're I don't know your tax status. If you're a resident alien, you cannot use this software. If you're a non-resident alien for tax purposes, you can go on and use it. So first of all, enter your update your information in Glacier and see what's the individual records, tax summary report will tell you. And that information you're supposed to send it to me too, okay? So that will give you an insight that, oh, I am a resident alien, so I cannot use this any longer to file my taxes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, you're
Can I
welcome.
know, can I have an answer? What can be an advantage if the Glacier reject me, so I am a resident alien? What can be the reason, the advantage or disadvantage of that?
It's hard to say, but a simple way for me to maybe give you that answer would be, you will be able to file your taxes like how a US person will file their taxes.
Okay.
So like, for instance, somebody was asking about a 1098T. It's an educational tax form that you got from paying your school fees and stuff like that. Others, if you're a non-resident alien, you cannot use it to file your taxes, or you cannot add it on. But once you're a resident alien, you cannot use Glacier, and so you can use that form. You can use that form when you are filing using a professional help, or you're doing it with TurboTax or something else.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes, that's the most simple way I can say. But of course, with taxes, there are various things that only pertains to you, the individual, that I don't have answers to. Okay, so that's just in a very safe way. This is the best answer I can give.
Thank you.
I think we have Nelson. Yes.
Hi there. Hi there. Sorry. Thank you. So I was just on Glacier, and so you said that the first step is to create and update your individual record, right?
Yes.
And then send that information to you.
Yes.
The green button, the third one is it says that I can go ahead with that, but should I still send you that information? I think it's,
yeah, you still send me that
pretty
information. That very first one, I need it, and then you can
right.
go on and file your taxes.
Awesome. Yeah, I didn't know why it allowed me to do that, but I should send that anyway. And just one more thing, the is it Sprint Tax, the state filing? Okay,
Yes.
cool. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hi, could I ask another question?
Yes, please.
All right, so I'm a bit further into the updating of your like stuff. It's asking for a country of tax residence, so not the US. And well, I'm still a small kid, so my parents were the ones filing taxes back home. So do I put in the country they're filing taxes in, even though
Yes.
it's not the country of my citizenship?
Yes, you have to. And I think when you click, there's a question mark or something there that tells you, explain a little bit more what is asking you if you look at it. So it will tell you, yes. So yes, follow that instruction and put in what, yes.
So for those, like when it's asking about taxes, I'm kind of looking at the tax where my parents are paying tax.
Yes, correct.
All right, that's all good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just another question.
Sure.
So I did all the putting in the information, and there's a section here that talks about the tax treaty exemption verification. So I'm from Kenya, and it says that the US does not maintain an income tax treaty with Kenya. Therefore, the applicable rate of tax withholding will be deducted from payments made to you. So are you able to explain that to me?
Yes, sure. So basically what it's saying is that that document has to come to me, okay? So once it comes to me, we will apply the applicable taxes to you correctly. If you have a scholarship, if you happen to work through payroll, we make sure that we are taking the accurate taxes per what the form is directing us to do. we already kind of know, but we want to use that supporting documents to confirm, to make to support everything that we are doing. So yes.
All right, so I can just go ahead and say next and they'll give me an option for that.
Exactly, yes.
All right, so it's the tax summary report that we need to send to you, or?
Yes, the tax summary report is sent to me, and then you can move on to file your taxes. And that, whatever you done and you print it out, you send that to IRS. They'll provide you with an address to send it to IRS.
All right, and we have to mail that through the, yeah, I mean, we send it to the mailbox.
Yes, exactly. And I will say, Tom, of a good rule will be to make sure you mail it in a way that you can track it, that it gets to them. Okay, so you keep the tracking information, keep a copy of whatever you're sending to them as well. Save it somewhere. Please
Okay,
make sure you sign all your documents, even those ones coming to me, sign them. Because if you don't sign them, they'll return it back to you, and you don't want that back and forth. So sign your documents.
all right, and the last question, so for example, if we're non-resident aliens, if we opted not to use Glacier, can we use other tax options, like filing tax options?
Yes, because you are a resident alien. If you're a non-resident alien, the AU is really in support of you using this, because we've used it for a very long time, and we know that its functions are helpful to take our students out of any issues. So we recommend using Glacier via Glacier Tax Prep to file your taxes if you are a non-resident alien. And once you're a resident alien, you no longer can even use the software.
All right, okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, thank you for the presentation. And I just have, I guess, to clarify. So there are two dates, right? One is 10 days to provide the information, and the other one is the deadline for the tax, right?
Correct. So the first one that is 10 days, that document is coming to me. And the one that has the deadline of April 18 is going to IRS.
Okay, got that. And so I finished the individual record on the website, and it gave me basically two documents. One is the tax summary report, and the other is W4. So I would just need to print them out and bring them to the office. Is that right? Or do I just send them by the email right away?
You can also send them by email because of COVID and all that. Yeah, right now it's a little flexible. It also asks you to attach your I-20. So look at the form very well. It asks you to attach certain things. I think I-20, I-94, and I think the passport stamp area or something like that. Look at it closely and send me what it's asking you.
Okay, understood. Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Mrs. Akwapsa, this is Christian Stewart. So I have a question for you. This is actually from a student. They're asking about academic institution details, Sunghyun Park. I don't know if you want to ask that. I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
But
Thank you.
so is there information from me that they need? Maybe I missed that. So there's questions about my information. Are they needing to put information about me?
Yes, and that I have already pre-filled it, but if someone, for instance, it didn't upload, which I doubt, then you should enter Christian's information, okay? He is the head for ISS. So
okay. So when you say my information, you're talking about the international office information.
Exactly. So they'll ask who is the name of the person. So you have to enter a name, a particular name, and then they'll ask for phone number, email, and so on. Those will be ISS information. International
And is that already available to the students?
I have entered that And the email that it got, I made it clear that I entered that, and I have that information in that email also, that this is what I entered. But if someone is not able to access it, which I will doubt, unless you are not an active AU student, you can also enter it, just enter it.
Okay, so this is why I see now why students are asking me if they should email me. Now I understand. So, and I'm glad to respond. I just don't necessarily know what the questions are. Are they able to email you for that information, or is there something you can send me? I mean, how can we get this information if the students are missing it?
Actually, they are not supposed to email you anything. This is
Well, that's
just
what
to
I've been
give
telling them, but now I understand why they're asking.
No, they are not supposed to. The email that I sent them with that information is telling them that I have already put in this information in there. So whenever they go in to file their taxes, they are not supposed to enter any information that is asking them about that institution any longer, like that institution information. They don't need to put anything there because I have already put that information there for them.
Okay, but it seems like
So they
some of the
don't-
students are saying that they don't see my information put there. Should
Oh,
leave it blank?
no, they should put something there.
Okay.
They need to put something there because I think the system will not even allow them to bypass it. And so if you go closer to that screen, it will tell you enter your DSO information, or it will tell you enter your International Student Services information. So that is the information that you will have to enter in that field. And I'll go after this, I'll go test it because I know I did enter that information to help save them that headache. But
So if they're still not seeing it, can they email you for that?
oh, sure. It's just Christian. It's just your signing. I mean your name, your title, and your phone number. I mean ISS phone number. It's just what they will see when you email them something. You know, I even copied it from you sending me an email. I copied that information.
Oh, you mean like my sign off?
Yeah, your sign off. Yes.
Okay,
It's
well,
just
I can
that.
copy and paste that into the chat here. So
Okay, sure. Yes. Yes.
All right. Hi, I have one more question. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
So it's asking for a date permission to stay in the US expires, and it says to use the date on the F1. So is that the date for the program end date?
Yes, date
Okay.
for the program end date. And depending on when you enter the country, you could use the date on the I-20 also as a start date.
Okay, the original date of, okay, because the original date of entry, I just used the one when they stamped my passport when I came
That
in.
is good. That is perfect too. Yeah, that is perfect. So for some people that had like their I-20 had expired. So various things can happen. And so depending on your situation, you could use I-20 information or passport information. So either one works, depending on, I need to see what you have to be able to properly say, yeah, use this or that. But with what you are using, I think that's correct. The stamp visa, if you have that date is when you first enter the country. And then of course the I-20 date will be when you're leaving, because sometimes your passport date may be expired or maybe too far in and your program is even ending before that expiration date. So your I-20 date will be a good one for the ending part.
Okay, so right under date permission to stay in US expires, there's estimated or actual date of final departure from the US. Do you put the same one there?
Correct. For the same one, yeah.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
So on the W-4 form, are we supposed to print that out and fill out everything and then send it to you?
No, You don't have to, because you already even have a copy with us at payroll already.
Oh, okay.
So, yes.
So it's just the first page we need to give you, right?
First page and the supporting documents.
Okay. Okay.
You can attach everything you got. I will pick what I need.
All right.
Yeah.
So I sent you a message on chat. I don't know if you're able to see it.
I will have to stop sharing it to see. Oh, there. What's your name?
My name's Elsie.
Elsie. Okay, I have heard people who are social student with tax and got big. Oh, yes. This is why we are trying to help out here, because when also Elsie's question is that international students, some of them will go file their taxes through various means, not using Glacier, and then they get good amounts of tax returns. Okay, primarily because when they are doing that, the system is allowing them to file like a US person. Okay, so they are able to enter all kinds of things that probably are not eligible to them. They are not supposed to be adding. And so at the end of the day, they get maybe a big tax refund. But guess what? If in future it's identified that this was done wrongly or something, you could pay with interest. And so we're trying to prevent you from getting into all that mess. And so Glacier, it's a way to kind of guide you, and it prevents you from even entering forms that you are not eligible for. Okay, so yes, while you are a non-resident alien, we will highly recommend that you use Glacier, what we are providing for you, and which is why we are spending the time to do this training and workshop. And then when you become a resident alien, then yeah, you can go ahead and use all other kinds of software to do your taxes. Have I answered that question, Elsie?
Yes, you did. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, sorry, me again.
Okay.
I just finished all the things I had to do in Glacier Text, I think. So the things I got from the website and other things from the other things, I will send it to you, right?
Yes, please send that to me, and then you can move on to file your taxes if that is green for you.
Yeah, everything is green now, and step 1, 2, 3, 4 is checked.
Very good. Okay.
So then I think I didn't receive any email. So I think, can you give me your email address that I can send it to you?
Sure, I can put that in the chat for everyone.
I don't know why. I mean, I worked last year, but.
So I'm going to jump in here because we are a little bit past when we were scheduled to end. So I want to make sure that we're closing on time. I know there were a lot of questions in the chat. I hope I typed all the answers. I know Mrs. Akwapsa answered verbally all of your questions. So I hope your questions were answered. Just so you know, we're going to post this presentation on the International Student Services updates page, probably sometime tomorrow morning. I put a link to that page in the chat. If you scroll way up to the top, you'll see it. We're also going to have a repeat session, the same session live again Thursday at 5:30. If you just thoroughly enjoyed this and just want to come back for an encore, you're welcome. Also, if you want to come back so you can ask more questions, maybe you work on this and then find that you have questions and want to come back, that would be a good thing to do too. But I wanted to thank everyone for joining. And Mrs. Akawapsa, did you have anything else that you'd like to say, or are we able to conclude here?
I think we kind of exhausted all the good questions and we touched on very good things. So we should be good to call it a day.
Okay, then we will call it a day, and we thank you very much. Good luck. God's blessings to everyone as they do this important task. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.